I am NetMoverSitan. Here is part 2 of the Humanoid Abnormality lore breakdown. There's still a few left to go, along with something else, just not in this video. Don't worry, I will be covering them all. Oh, and something to add to this, the Army in Black is likely a government-sanctioned experiment. Well, something more familiar to us as a government. Anyway, before the head and the wings of the world took over. Well, war can bring desperation. Just look at the timing of the nuking of Nagasaki, not long after the USSR declared war on Japan. A bit suspicious, wasn't it? Anyway, now for a disturbed piano tutor. La Luna. The piano can be played, which will increase the risk of her breaching, but will temporarily increase temperance and justice of all employees. But at the end, that employee will receive half their maximum HP and damage. She's an old woman with a piano next to her. She has her eyes closed and doesn't talk, rarely showing emotion, save for a smile at times. She was the world's greatest pianist, her best performance being sonata, like the Moonlight Sonata. Her favourite, apparently. She received praise for her skill, making the audience feel the energy and the madness that her performance had plenty of. She left for the moon, although the piano remained at her previous residence, along with shrunken heads as the pedals, which suggested that she was a practitioner of voodoo. Well, it's certainly not normal to have those as pedals of a piano, is it? She was able to accelerate the musical development of employees that played her piano, although it might be a form of mind control that makes them play in that way, even though they shouldn't be able to play that well. Oh, and the moon represents the human psyche, beautiful, and an expression of mad love. If enough time has passed, because we can't bear ourselves. It's also where there's apparently a rabbit that makes moshi. Yeah, that's something that isn't just exclusive to Japan, it's also in Korea as well. When breaching, the woman will burst into black flames and appear out of containment, somewhere else in the facility. During this breach, she will wear a mask and use her cane as a weapon, dealing average red damage with her regular attack, and high black damage during her special attack. A charge attack with black flames. You'd better not have a weakness to black damage at that time. Otherwise, you'll turn into black cinders. Sorry. I lose it myself sometimes. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes. She will return to her containment unit when the performance, when triggered by her special work, is over, or after being suppressed. And if the performance, her special work, is what triggered her breach, the agent inside will be unable to get out, even after all the work is done, and will start to take damage, like when failing at work, until the abnormality returns to containment. Yeah, painful learning, isn't it? The special work is useful, but the use of it needs to be chosen wisely. As the agent's life will be at risk, which might be excessive even by Lobotomy Corporation attitudes to collateral damage. Yeah. Lobotomy Corporation has standards, as they might consider that to be using resources improperly. Yeah, emphasis on the word resources. Yeah, cold, devoid of compassion, but they don't want to throw away lives unless it has a purpose. Life isn't that worthless. What cause is there for a man of peace? Well, that is what the heroic monk should have been. Those that do insight work on this Buddhist monk have their minds healed, although for every 10 employees killed by any method other than execution bullets, he risks breaching. The same goes for any result other than good, or if someone panics when near his containment unit. He was born long ago, a monk who walks the path of Buddha, seeking enlightenment. He was heading home to spread Buddha's teachings when he wanted to attend another monk's cremation. He was stopped due to an evil spirit lingering in the town, but that didn't deter him for long. When he attended the ceremony of Avalokitesvara, sorry I butchered the translation, whom they chanted out of desperation rather than commemoration. They were disappointed by him only generating 2 spoons of sarira, formed when a monk betters his body and spirit and finally reaches nirvana. It must be reached naturally and can't be formed artificially. This slightly disturbed a few at the ceremony, considering that the monk that was cremated was known for his good karma, sharing food with those that were hungry, clothes to those that were cold. Even so, it wasn't enough, as he was a poor monk, even though he was a benevolent, living saint. To put it into perspective, a monk from a different temple earned more than 300 spoons of sarira, which resulted in sparkling lights across the sky, and the emperor ordered 4 temples built to commemorate this. And the Buddha had enough sarira to fill a grand palace. Those that have none are a sinner of the 3 worlds with a path to nowhere. Enough sarira will provide a reputation worthy of song and chants in a temple built in his name. Yeah. He was told that there was a mound not far from there with several old pagodas with boxes of cerera of long-forgotten great monks, which, if he consumed them, might let out more than Buddha. This would result in a grave mistake. Perhaps this was the evil spirit in a more benign form. He went there, and it resulted in a demonic creature being created, with long arms, claws, and an unnaturally big mouth and a shattered prayer bead. I think we can guess how it ended. As for those who haven't figured it out, well, there's more to this. I'm not done yet. As this results in monks in the area not sleeping alone and carrying with them a talisman that repels demonic spirits. Also with a creation chant that translates to, "Are you a monk? Are you a monk? You are no longer a monk. A demon shall never reach heaven." This was told to monks who have not yet realized that they have become a demon. Sounds like they succumb to the Dark Hado and have a kanji appear on their backs when they kill someone. When the Qepov counter is depleted, the monk will change its appearance and breach containment. It has a moderately high HP and average movement speed. It will crawl around the hallways, attacking nearby employees, performing a swipe attack that deals red damage. There's also a charge attack where there's a build-up, and then it'll charge forward across the area it's in, with its mouth open, causing heavy damage to any in the way, and then stop. It'll also stop upon reaching the end of the room or the hallway. It'll keep doing this until suppressed or the day ends. Yeah, heroic monk. More like a tragic hero. Yeah, Harvey Dent had a point, didn't he? Don't know what I mean? Please watch The Dark Knight, and you'll get what I mean. Next, we have an abnormality with not a lot of info, and, well, it speaks for itself. You're bald. Yeah. Those that aren't already bald will become bald when working on this abnormality, although those that are bald will have better work results. Those contacted by it for 1 hour, they talk and write about how good it is to be bald, and even make themselves bald, as if they're trying to look like Bruce Willis or Vin Diesel or Dwayne Johnson or any other bad that lacks hair on their heads. Its goal is to make everyone bald. Well, at least this isn't... Sorry. At least it isn't lethal. Oh, come on. There are some more humanoid abnormalities, but I'm giving them their own section. Trust me, there is a good reason for this. Until next time. Hail the rabbits!